Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to the Gridiron Expert. It's championship week. It's a huge week in college football. We got Alabama, Florida, Washington, Colorado, Penn State, Wisconsin, Clemson, Virginia Tech. All of these games have major playoff implications, so it's going to be a big one. But I'm going to discuss the college football playoff rankings right now. All season, ever since they started releasing this rankings, I've been extremely disappointed with the committee. Not necessarily with the top four, but with the ones below it. Right now we have the top four as Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson, Washington. Simple as that. But the ones below them, even farther below, outside the top 10, it's ridiculous how bad these rankings are, and the playoff committee is not doing their job. I disagree with all of these rankings. First of all, let's talk about Florida. Let's talk about Florida, who just lost to Florida State on the road by like 18. And guess what? They didn't move. They were 15th when they played, got killed, 15th now. Why'd they do that? Who the heck knows? But that's ridiculous. You're going to sit there and tell me that this team's going to go and get beat that bad and they're playing for an SEC title and they're not going to move? I get if they had lost by a field goal or 1 point or it would come down to the wire, but they got killed. They did not look like a team that's going to be a threat to Alabama, and I guarantee they're not going to be. Alabama's going to kill them. But the fact that they didn't move in the rankings, it blows my mind. The second one, USC. For the record, I hate USC, but let me tell you, they have been playing some of the best football this season. They started off the season 1-3 and have won 8 straight to be 9-3, and they're not in the top 10. I get it. The first 6 in the rankings probably shouldn't move, but USC should jump Oklahoma State or Oklahoma. Okay, the fact that they're still outside the top 10, it blows my mind. They're going to end up going to the Rose Bowl or something. But they should still be in the top 10, and that's wrong. That's wrong on them. That's wrong on the committee's part. And then Louisville. Don't get me started on Louisville. They lost to Kentucky. Kentucky beat Louisville in football. And they lost at home to a 6-win Kentucky team. Louisville was number 11 when they played that game. And guess where they are now? They dropped 2 spots to number 13. Talk about bias. 2 spots, losing to a 6-win Kentucky team at home? That's embarrassing. Lamar Jackson has totally stopped playing good football. He's not the Lamar Jackson that we saw earlier in the season. But 2 spots losing to an unranked Kentucky team at home, I don't know what the heck the committee's thinking. That should never. They should at least 11 to 21st, 11 to 20, but 2 spots? It's wrong, man. That's wrong. Then, here comes the big one. Western Michigan and Navy. I'm fine with these spots. Western Michigan deserves to be where they are, number 17, undefeated. But the kicker is, if they beat Ohio in the MAC championship and Navy beats Temple in the American Athletic Championship, what happens there? Does Navy jump Western Michigan? And if so, I'm going to lose it. Western Michigan would be an undefeated conference champion. We all know that the highest ranked non-Power 5 conference champion goes to the Cotton Bowl. But if Navy jumps them, that's a decision the committee's going to have to make, but I want to be very frustrated with that because Western Michigan is playing some good football. They haven't just beaten all their MAC opponents. They also went on the road and beat Northwestern, who actually started peaking at the end of the season. They deserve to be ranked ahead of Navy regardless of what happens in the American Athletic Championship. Western Michigan does have to win their conference, but if they do, there should be no discussion about that. Now, the last thing I want to talk about in these rankings is Tennessee. Oh my God, Tennessee! Boy, have y'all just been ESPN's favorites all year long. Boy, let's start you up at number 9 in the country, and then you drop because you could barely beat Appalachian State, and then you're going to shoot all the way back up to 9 in the country, then you lose to A&M. You lost to A&M in the middle of the season, and where did you drop? Nowhere. You stay at the top. But that was all in the AP. That's all in the past. Let's talk about the present in the college football playoff rankings. They beat a Kentucky team before Kentucky beat Louisville. They beat Kentucky and went from unranked to 17th? What? 17th? After beating an unranked Kentucky team by 13? Whoa! Huge accomplishment, man! So Tennessee jumps to 17th. They stay about the same until they play Vanderbilt in the last game of the season. And we all know what happened there. Vanderbilt ran all over them. Vanderbilt's offense, no one knows where it's been. Nobody. But Vanderbilt's offense somehow peaked at the end of the season, killing Ole Miss and killing Tennessee. Tennessee only dropped 5 spots to 22nd. I guarantee you that if been any other team that lost to Vanderbilt that bad, they would have dropped out of the rankings had they been in that spot where Tennessee is. They dropped from 17th to 22nd. Tennessee has remained in the rankings, or ESPN's been talking about them, or game day's going to them. That every week there's something, no matter how good or how bad they are. Don't know why, because they were a huge disappointment this season. They'll end up going to the Music City Bowl, the Outback Bowl, or something. But man, oh man, that's not good, man. I get the playoff committee has a very tough job. They've got to get the top 4 teams in there. But the teams below them that aren't in the running for the top 4, they deserve to be ranked just as fair as the top 4 teams. So all season, I have disagreed with the rankings outside of the top 4. They have been all over the place. People have jumped higher than they should have, dropped farther than they should. So I'm very curious to see how the committee ranks everybody after this crazy championship weekend. Curious to see who's in the top 4, but I'm more curious to see how they rank the rest of the top 25. Which team goes to which New Year's Six Bowl based on the rankings, especially between Western Michigan and Navy. And I'm very curious to see who goes in and who goes out in the top 25.